What does a goat, a frog, diversification, and a sissy have to do with FLW fishing? Well, pretty much everything. It's in this month's edition of FLW Bass Fishing Magazine, and you gotta get it right now. The GOAT, Andy Morgan, greatest of all time. How does this guy do it? Day in and day out, the #1 angler on the planet walks away with his second Kellogg's Angler of the Year title. There are only 4 FLW anglers that have won that title more than once. Andy Morgan is one of them. He still remains the most humble guy in the sport. We take an in-depth look of how he won in 2014 and how more than likely he'll win again in 2015. If he's not in your fantasy fishing league, in your top 10, make sure you put him in there for 2015. We talk about a frog. The biggest party of the year is in South Carolina. The Forestwood Cup 2014, presented by Walmart. We were there in 2008. Michael Bennett won $1 million by using a frog. Here we are, 2014. Everything you need to know about this year's Forestwood Cup is in this edition of FLW Bass Fishing Magazine. We're talking about where to go with your family, where you need to eat. We're going to break it down. Anthony Gagliardi qualified this year. He lives right there on Lake Murray. We're going to get his take on how he thinks it's going to be won in 2014. If you're coming to the big party, this is what you need to get from A to Z. Have you ever thrown a crankbait? Come on. If you've been in a boat and fished, you've used a crankbait, but there are a million different kinds, right? You got lipless, you got square billed, you got shallow, you got deep, the list goes on and on. How do you figure out what you're supposed to do? Do you stay with one brand or do you diversify? Well, the pros say, yep, you got to diversify. We give you 3 must-have techniques to help you crank for more cash. In the past, when you think about finesse fishing, using a spinning rod, it's kind of gotten a bad rap, right? We hear a lot of people like Andy Morgan say, come on, that's sissy fishing. Pick up a real rod. Well, you know what? Sissy fishing has been kicking tail over the last couple of years. People want to know, okay, I need to learn how to use a spinning rod. I need to put some finesse into my tackle, into my gear to win more money. We're going to break that down as well. We're going to give you some techniques you need to help you land more fish by being sissy. All that and more is in this month's edition of FLW Bass Fishing Magazine. And hey, don't forget, if you go online to the digital version of the magazine, exclusive content, behind the scenes video that no one else has seen, but it's all at FLW. We want you to be a part of it. FLW Bass Fishing Magazine is out for you right now.